Hi, this is Sophiakarpman, host of Dream Big Podcast Show. Please to learn, laugh, and grow.
And this is olgakarpman. Welcome to the Dream Big Podcast. Hey, big dreamers, we are back with another awesome episode. And today we are going on an exciting new adventure inspired by our very own dreamer in residence, Sophia, and her fantastically wild idea. Can you guess what it is? I know she has many of them. This is the wildest one.
It's the concept of a yes day. You got it right. A day where every question suggested by me, the one and only Sophia, gets a big yes. Sounds fun?
Or maybe teensy bit scary? I don't know. It sounds like a nightmare for parents.
Wait, Mom. Can you close yours again? Don't worry. It's something good, big dreamers. We will get your parents into it, and I know it. My mom doesn't know my secret weapon.
All right. Back to the episode. Now, big dreamers, imagine what if we added a dash of imagination and a sprinkle of creativity to this idea?
That's right. That's exactly what we're doing today. We're taking a deep, deep dive into the realm of yes and.
You heard Sophia right. We are talking about yes and phrase. And this magical phrase can transform our thinking and our reality. So buckle up, stay with us till the very end, and join us for a fun game. This is episode 360 of the Dream Big Podcast, and you know what time it is?
It's time to dream big!
Welcome to the Dream Big Podcast Show. We're inspiring you to shoot for the moon, take aim and go. We bring to you amazing guests who truly love what they do. Every day they're living their dreams, and so can you. Dream big, take action to reach your goals. Are you pumped yet? It's showtime, let's rock and roll.
Big dreamers, picture this. Sophia comes into the room, her eyes twinkling brighter than stars, freshly inspired by the movie Yes Day. She's on a mission to have our very own Yes Day. And the idea at first feels like being asked to climb Mount Everest in flip-flops. Oh, saying yes to everything Sophia comes up with? That could lead us anywhere. I'll admit, I kept putting it off, searching for the perfect getaway plan. But then, in the middle of my great escape planning, a beacon of hope emerged during Eva's middle school graduation. The keynote speaker introduced the powerful concept of yes and as a life approach for the newly graduated middle schoolers. It was like someone just handed me the perfect recipe to mix fun and sanity together. Parents, can you relate? Here was the perfect twist to Sophia's Yes Day. So, instead of just saying yes, we'd go yes and. Not just agreeing, but expanding and building upon each other's ideas. Yes, I agree. Sophia, this is not your perfect ideal yes day. And we just training ourselves for something that comes in the future.
You see, big dreamers, it's easy to believe our ideas are the right ones. And it's tempting to express our opinions with no, but, or no, if, and argue.
And imagine the difference when we affirm with yes and add our perspective with and. It's all about acknowledging others' thoughts and enchanting the conversation with our own twist. This yes and idea wasn't just cooked up out of nowhere. It was born on the bright, exciting stages of improv comedy and soon became a superstar helping people everywhere in business, in friendly chats, and even at family dinner tables. You see, yes and idea is based on constructive collaboration, meaning that you agreeing and seeing the best in all ideas and don't only think that your idea is correct. And you also have something to add or something to even argue about, but you still can use yes and phrase. You kind of agreeing that what the person said is true to them and you accepting it and also adding your own opinion to it. It makes the other person heard and understood. And at the same time, you get your point across without arguing.
Imagine this. You're 8 years old and you want 15 more minutes on the playground. But oh no, your parents want you home for dinner. You might think of throwing a tantrum and shouting a big no. But what if there's another way? Let's try the scene again. But this time using yes and.
Do you want to play it, Sophia?
Sure. Now imagine you're playing with a friend, but they want to stay inside with the dollhouse. But you want to go outside and swing on the monkey bars.
Sophia, can we stay in a house and play with dolls? I really like your dolls.
Yes, and maybe you can have 5 more minutes, and then we can go and play on the monkey bars for 5 minutes.
Yes, we're really... Oh, I said but. Yes, and I really like this dollhouse. I'm not sure if I like monkey bars. Can you play with me? And you're gonna have Luna, and I'm gonna have Trixie. Let's play family.
Yes, and what about 10 minutes and then 5 minutes on the monkey bars? Does that sound nice?
Yes, that sounds good.
Yes, and we'll start now.
All right, let's do it. You see, big dreamers, this phrase, yes and, can turn a tricky situation and maybe a little argument into something more fun. And this way, two people can feel that they're heard and understood. And on a daily basis, you can play this game of imaginary yes and day or yes and story with your friends or family, especially if you're driving somewhere in the car. Do you want to try one, Sophia? Just create something on the spot?
Sure, let's do it.
So this time, we're going to create a story where I'm going to play, let's say, a kind of a character who'll paint the darker picture with yes and you'll play a character who'll be thinking positive. Do you like that idea?
Sure, let's do it. You start.
Once upon a time, on a rainy, dark, gloomy day, there was a huge thunderstorm that was shaking all the houses and trees, and it felt like the earth was shaking too.
Yes, and all of the families were cuddled up. The power went out, but we still had fun. They played games, they played tag, and a lot of other games like Connect 4.
Yes, and all of a sudden, the lightning struck the roof, and the roof got on fire.
Yes, and they ran out of the house. But they found a nice guy who let him stay in one of the hotel rooms that they had.
Yes, but unfortunately, my bad, I said yes, but. Yes, and unfortunately, the house couldn't be saved. It burned down and was only ashes. And the guy who let them stay in the room only had one teeny tiny room. They all were living, 6 of them were living in a tiny room and had little space and were actually started getting very kind of angry at each other.
Yes, and they pushed through. And soon, they just got out and they made their own house because they found a concrete mixture. They made it like 5 rooms.
Yes, and unfortunately, the house wasn't built fast enough. So by the time they learned how to build a house and learn how to deal with all of that, Grandpa got very, very sick.
Yes, and they went to the hospital. But Grandpa, the hospital fixed him all up. He felt as great as anyone in the whole family.
Yes, and when they built the house, they all... I don't know what to say. I think we can go on and on.
I won!
With the twist. I was thinking, I think you can add, all right, if you can't say anything based on your character, something negative, right? For 3 seconds or positive, then the game is over and you have to start again. But you got the point, right, Big Dreamers?
I won!
So this is as close as we got to yes day, to say yes all the time to everything we say. How do you like that, Sophia?
I'd like a yes day better, please. And you have to say yes and, huh?
You got me on this one. Yes, and we might think a little bit more of the rules around yes day, but I like the way you think, and we will continue this conversation.
Yes, and you can't say no. You have to give me it's a now, and you have to do it now, and you have to say yes and da.
You're pushing me to do it on the podcast. Well, Big Dreamers, this concept, yes and, can turn your thinking into something way, way more positive than maybe usually happens. And this concept can turn any car ride into a fun game. Do you agree? We encourage you to play this game with your friends, your family, and see how this will turn your relationship into something better. Maybe less arguments, maybe less drama, maybe less disagreement, because you will feel completely different about responding to things that you don't like. So instead of throwing tantrum, you will say yes. It will kind of imply that, yes, I heard you and I also have my own opinion about it. This is your challenge for the week. Play yes and game on any car rides, with your siblings, with your friends and family, and see how it goes. Please let us know your experience with yes and phrase on our social media. Dream Big Podcast is our Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And of course, you can send us email, olga@dreambigpodcast.com.
But before we wrap up this episode, thank you so much for all the birthday wishes. And if you haven't heard the special birthday edition, my mom will link it down below. I also have a couple of jokes for you today. Are you ready? Why can't you give Elsa a balloon?
Because she will let it go.
Yes, and they're also worried it might freeze and make a popsicle. Wait, one more. Why did the bicycle fall over?
Because it was too tired.
Yes, and it couldn't handle going any further.
I love that. And I love how you incorporated yes and. You can do it with any joke.
Okay, one more. This one was too good not to do it. Why was the math book sad?
Because it had too many problems.
Yes, and it couldn't figure out how to add some fun.
Sophia, The math book just didn't hear our podcast. That's why.
Yeah.
Big Dreamers, if you like this Yes and episode, please share it with your friends and family. You can simply give them this link, dreambigpodcast.com/360, and we will include it in our show notes. By the way, this is the link where you can find our podcast as well and all the links that I mentioned, or you can just simply download iTunes app if you haven't done so, or Spotify or any other app where you can find podcasts and you can hear us there. We're also on YouTube Kids. You might want your kids to subscribe to our show and have it all the time on their devices. That will be very, very lovely. Also, if you love our podcast, please consider leaving your 5-star review because this helps us to stay up in the charts and, of course, invite more big dreamers into our community. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, if you need anything, if you'd like to wish Sophia happy birthday, please send us email olga@dreambigpodcast.com. We'll always respond to you and we are always looking for your messages on our social media. Instagram, TikTok, you name it, we're there. Dream Big Podcast. Thank you so much for being with us and for tuning in to our show every single week.
That's all for today, Big Dreamers. This was Sophia Karpman
And Olga Karpman.
reminding you that you've unlimited potential. Your dreams are not optional. You need to make them essential. So take massive action and turn those big dreams into reality. Live with passion the way life was meant to be. See you in the next episode. Bye. Yes, and there's a special edition today. Bloopers for this episode. Hi, this is Sophia Karpman, host of Dream Big Podcast. Yeah. Our new name is Bobcast Show.
Do you mean Babka's show, like in Russian Babka? Baba?
No, I mean Bobcast Show.
I don't know. Maybe a bit. I'll try again. Thank you. This is episode 303. What?
Hey, get your parents into a different room for this. I'm telling you something top secret for yesterday. Mom, please go.
I'm closing my ears. I didn't hear that.
Oh, yeah, sure. I will get you.